The barricades are gone, and now we're getting a closer look at Rex Heuermann's home. You're watching Newsday TV. I'm Macy Eglund. The Gilgo killings investigation is entering a new phase now that authorities are packing up and leaving Massapequa Park. People who live there are breathing a sigh of relief. Newsday TV Sherry Einhorn shows us what happened today and what lies ahead for investigators.
We are, for all intents and purposes, done with the search.
The search is over here at the Massapequa Park home of accused Gilgo Beach serial killer Rex Heuermann. The street is now reopened, and neighbors say they're hoping their community can get back to normal.
I'm glad I get, my corner back, and all day people are here, all day long. They come in droves.
Investigators from multiple law enforcement agencies have been in and out of the home here on First Avenue for 12 days, recovering what Suffolk District Attorney Ray Tierney described as a long list of items.
We have obtained a massive amount of material, all of which has to be cataloged and analyzed, and it's going to take quite some time.
Tierney said there were disturbances in the ground in the backyard, which is what prompted investigators to begin excavating, though the DA said there was nothing of note found back there as far as remains. The 59-year-old married father and architect is charged with 3 murders: Amber Costello, Melissa Barthelemy, and Megan Waterman. Their remains were found in a wooded area along Gilgo Beach in December 2010. He's also considered a strong suspect in the case of Maureen Brainerd Barnes. All of the women were sex workers. Investigators say 279 firearms were seized from the home, though Heuermann only had permits for 92. Tierney also described the home as cluttered and said there wasn't one specific piece of evidence that stood out at this point. Investigation aside, this neighbor says he's hoping there's finally some closure.
It's chaotic and everything, but it's worth it in the end of the day because the families of the victims, and for the victims themselves, they can rest in peace.
In Massapequa Park, I'm Sherry Einhorn for Newsday TV.
Read the latest Gilgo developments on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. A federal wrongful death lawsuit against Suffolk police got underway today. Kenny Lazo died more than 15 years ago while in police custody. His family filed a multi-million-dollar lawsuit saying police beat him and violated his civil rights. Lazo's son was 5 years old when his father died and says this trial is long overdue.
It actually feels really good that we actually got to get to this point. I haven't been involved with this case until around I started college.
He was a great father, a spouse, a great son, and he was just loving.
A lawyer for the police argued Lazo suffered a heart attack after resisting arrest. The family's lawyer believes Lazo's death was the result of police brutality.
15 years later doesn't mean that justice can't be done. We know that with regard to the Gilgo Beach murders.
A Wantagh man was arraigned today for allegedly killing a pedestrian outside of a diner. The Nassau DA's office says William Specht backed his car into 61-year-old Joseph DeVito in the parking lot of On Parade Diner in Woodbury. DeVito was leaving after having lunch with a friend back in January. Specht pleaded not guilty to aggravated vehicular homicide and manslaughter charges, as well as DWI. If convicted, he could get 25 years in prison. A Long Island band's equipment was stolen while on tour in North Carolina. But thanks to some social media posts, most of it has now been recovered. The Kelly Baker Band said the equipment was stolen and sold to a pawn shop in Raleigh. The lead singer says the shop was kind enough to return their gear. Long Island Cares is getting $25 million in new state funding. The food bank will get $5 million a year for 5 years. It will go toward buying what's called culturally relevant food. It will also be used for initiatives that encourage members to eat more fruit and vegetables. Long Islanders staged a rally calling for a popular pool to be reopened. They're upset the Christopher Morley Park pool has been shut down. People who use the park say the pool has been a staple in the community for decades.
Christopher Morley Park is represents not just a resting spot. It's a place where our children learn to swim and making lasting memories.
Nassau County announced the pool would be closed this summer and has not said when it would reopen. County Executive Bruce Blakeman said a decline in swimmers and the millions needed for repairs and maintenance are contributing factors. The National Weather Service is warning of a heat wave in our area. Temperatures expected to reach into the 90s, possibly even 100 degrees by Friday. The combo of heat and humidity could make it feel even worse than that. So Long Island towns and counties want to remind residents of cooling centers to keep you safe. To find a cooling center near you, check out Newsday.com. So let's take a look at that Long Island forecast. Here's what to expect. Tonight, parts of the island still dealing with some stormy weather, lows in the upper 60s. But tomorrow looks good, mostly sunny, but it will be hot. Highs vary depending where you are, but you can see there on your screen anywhere from 80 to near 90 degrees.
Long Island weather is brought to you by King O'Rourke Automotive Group.
The number of stray cats are on the rise, according to PETA, but there are several organizations that go above and beyond to help the feral cats. It's a story you'll see only in Newsday.
The bus we purchased in Florida and had it driven up here in 2017 and have been performing spay-neuter surgeries for feral cats, kittens, and pets. I feel like we make a difference at each site that we go to, but there are so many people that don't know that there are municipalities that offer free programs for them. There are so many people that don't really know what to do when they find a litter in their backyard. And I think education is key here. I think the more that we educate the public, the better off we will be. I usually go trapping early in the morning, come back in the afternoon, and clean, feed the ferals, take care of kittens I'm fostering, and then usually I go to my adoption center and I make sure everything's running okay there, then come back before bed and clean the ferals again, and then wake up to another adventure.
My parents had an ice cream store out in Shirley, and there were feral cats back there, so I was out there with them, feeding them, petting them, brushing them, whatnot, and it just kind of continued. We have 2 8x12 sheds. They're insulated, finished on the inside. They have lighting. In the winter, we have the heat for them, so they stay nice and toasty. And then outside, we have a 16x24 enclosure, and then they could go in and out through the cat doors from the buildings to the enclosure. It's very expensive, obviously. The food, the litter, the medical is a big one. So I used to pay everything out of pocket. Now we're trying to mainly raise donations to support it, because obviously we can't grow if I'm still paying for everything. So we're just trying to raise the funds to be able to support these guys and all their needs, so we can kind of expand and help, help more. Come on.
Great work being done for those cats. If you'd like to read more about the feral cat rescue workers, go to Newsday.com. Click Get More right below the Newsday TV video box.
Newsday Sports is brought to you by PC Richard & Son.
Well, football is no longer just for the boys. The first ever girls quarterback challenge here on Long Island not only sparked fierce competition, but inspiration for other girls to come. Carissa Kelman has the story you'll see only in Newsday.
To be like one of the first feels special.
Players from Long Beach to West Hampton Beach competed on a big stage here at Kings Park High School in the inaugural Girls Quarterback Challenge. And it was a mix of nerves and excitement that made this a memorable day.
A little nervous coming through my body, but when I started throwing it around, I felt fine. Throughout the drill, he was calming us down, telling us what we were doing.
Good one, yes! Their enthusiasm was inspiring. Their ability to want to succeed is tremendous.
I definitely learned a lot from the drills. They were new, they were challenging, but that's the fun part.
Footwork, timing, and precision are critical to a high score. And it was Jennifer Canaruto of Plainview Old Bethpage JFK who came out on top.
It's just an amazing feeling. I hope to inspire like many other girls to come be a quarterback and try it out.
In Kings Park, Carissa Kelman, Newsday TV.
And to see the boys quarterback challenge and read more about the event, go to newsday.com. Again, click Get More right below the Newsday TV video box.
Watch Newsday TV on the big screen. Use the remote to activate Siri, Alexa, Roku, or the Google Assistant on your streaming device. Say install Newsday. Newsday TV, covering Long Island like no one else can.
You're watching Newsday TV. I'm Macy Eglund. Thanks for joining us. We'll leave you with a look at your 7-day forecast. Have a